The album when I keep out of the wall and go. I don't know what I'm saying. Kale headline o jinyame. Bimbe dunna wala kono bawsula nin kunjaro tara taman dinela kun akuntun da maren pared law danda wala. Na fengol men to mon nyambi na wala finjini la le nambi. Yes. Let me go back to the yana ni ka jitu shilan gambe dingol men yana ko gambe no me ko makilina falalia. Ntol mo message jaleti. Ida na message la moy alma la moy at later part al kana mo la ko yes wala kera. So na new year resolution onye ma maintain no, but this time around ma maintain. I do not respond to the comments. So every information being said here amanken dola kumati NAWEC albe wajere information for the jang abe mondola ndolka kibaro litani dron nga findi di gambe dingole. Yes. So slanin ko jarola ni 1 week finto ni 1 week tada 1 week tama and then I'm back to the head office. So abemo foka wala nyende go adama barola mazakunda abelarende jang adama barola mazakunda de ebe concerned about 2026 presidential election. The current economic situation in the Gambia is very terrible and kolea kananan. So anambara mansakunda ebe mune plan cancelang since the supplementary registration on wobanda. Ijekita ko there are some political party like UDP, yes, supplementary registration ye list on your sodolo and the jikitako UDP a data system on a produce whereby they try to enter every datas in the elections, especially the number of registered votes for 2026 presidential election. But what happens? Adambarona Lamanza Kunda ye tapale yali menekenu ndi amta kuola jane. People are not listening, or most of the political parties are not listening until now. When we start speaking about the foreign registrations, wala ka Gambia la ID card nyenta kamenta ka findi Gambia bandala kadi Gambia dingola iko Gambia dingol lebe Mauritania, Gambia dingol lebe Burkina Faso, Gambia dingol lebe Togo, Gambia dingol lebe Guinea Bissau, Gambia dingol lebe Guinea Conakry, Gambia dingol lebe in Africa la nyi sorande no me alonko ila is a transportational organization in Kanaka Katifai Gambia kono. Ika Gambia la ID card sol samba waleje prukana ibala koni supplementary registration of water kome menkono membanda sande pro seven as a voters card national to vote for the presidential election. And nyim ibo kelemen na wo ibe typing on land la wole meaning ko adama barola man sakunda be transportation on provide la wole during the 2026 presidential election. Both of the Bolana, Mauritania, and its surroundings, Kanajako, will Kanaka, but your data men collect would lato. And then the voter registration on Menketan well before the supplementary registration on IECO data in Sotole. And then the current concluded registration or supplementary registration on Menketa. IEC, even information on your slot, no la nyadile. Ka final publication on Yankeko, the number of voters registered, the supplementary registration on Menketa, and in combined the total number of vote and eligible to vote for 2026 presidential election is yet to be published. Even the IEC website oriented. Gamenolo. Ninsula ni kunyaro bidia mulala pay attention. I don't know what I'm so Silani Kunjaro na information on Jokota, ibe doubting if UDP were able to create a certain data, especially ibe la model, ibe try to approach them, even to corrupt them, in order to, with huge amount, Kajeko, ibe o data system on iba corrupt no la nyani le wale be list nying iba inside no la nyani le totally with the IEC wala NPP la criminal only mentioned. Me along there are still negotiation with some of the IEC members, but the IEC divided into 2 different sections. I'll say all on Njie, you know. So, and so most likely MPP ila timo la criminal men lonely is a UDP la some official members even more inside la konola, and of course SIS la members will be tarla jele many alongo betarla pretend la ko dia a UDP militants and betarla UDP la headquarter la konola especially ila manjay biro pour katla je monitor kan kaje ko if nisa access sotnoji na tele la data ila computer ni la order call be board la to board la no tampana no nyaade le wala be je break no nyaade ka ko sumul latinya wala be access not no la data to nyaade le na atara they were unable to approach an individual responsible for that data collection on it. So the next target will be wala ka dimba malaje la biro la kaje ko computer ning ila information will be damendo a janita le saje January 2026 presidential election of Kenya is access soto to manipulate some data at the IAC la headquarters nyamangende la kumati sulane kunjaro ko afale Nemo bataje the current situation in the NAWEC adama barola manza kunda they deliberately ignored the NAWEC generator me alongo ya established so many years ago. Wala ya me masingo men sanna 10, 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Kabiring adama barola manza kunda si kuto in Senelec a contract called a sign and in car power. Me alongo Senegal lost some part of the countries Gambia supply electricity and in the car power me alongo adama barola mansa kunda ni ole contract ko sign inyanta number of kodo men jola wo in 2 companies to Senegal and in the car power it is millions over hundreds of millions of dollars. So adama barola government na current economic situation of Benyame abe bankrupt kane Gambia be bankrupt kane. So Adama Banko be bankrupt kan, and then for that being the reasons, Senegal la power in cut because of the number of debt you mentioned with the Adama Barola government. They were unable to pay this amount of money me nyanda di la Senegal. Adama Barola mansakunda man now kodonye sotono when the new government came in. Makasala la time okono makasala ke balale. Makasala is deliberately helping Adama Barola government because other resources ni akajama bale bondi Gambia kono. Birin Senegal marta Gambia la affair na territorial integrity is in the hands of Senegal. So makasala la government kamenke no wala nyendiko. There are a certain amount of money me ananko Adama Barola mansakunda nyanta jola Senegal government do ko Olivier because they deliberately ignored ka Adama Barola mansakunda support. So the recent Senegalese government men na the seat memo Usman Sonko nyoli Jomaye Faye ibe contractual review between Senegal and other international or other international companies wala countries many alongo in a bilateral relationship sign and what Senegal many alongo especially Senegalese many be depending Senegal's resources like Gambia. So whatever contract when you review in a the Gambia the amount of money Gambia government yanta menjola Senegal because Senegal like a supply kurawala it's millions of dollars. It's over hundreds of millions of dollars. And the Gambia government were unable to pay that debt. Yinat na Senegal la power come supply Gambia ya cut. Walat na bi Gambia kuranku problem baka down in Gambia. So sulanin kunjara ko de mansa kunda be sirin ku kan iman lafik of Gambia dingole because new of Gambia dingole is going to be a very shameful to Adama Barola government. So wale yin kuran problem on yin nati Gambia banko can be also along car power of another you know if I problem or shuttle as we speak. Any Karpower for problem also because they have a lot of debts. Me alonko. I don't borrow masakunda teoban wala jola. So the only generator me alonko ya jamea established nang in the Gambia. Wobenu nyame inarana bring Senegal be supply kan, and then the Karpower also supplying electricity. So the Gambian NAWEC, I don't borrow masakunda, they entirely forget about the only generator the Gambia have. They are not ignore. Even car maintenance, they don't even give a damn about it because thinking that Makisalala government is going to continue and then the Gambia will continue to have electric supply from the neighboring country. Now there's a change of government. Imagine Senegal electricity nyinte yakundu. Nyine arambaro masakunda nyin force ka Senegal masakunda nyin kumandi. Kenaike kamu nyindila. Menketa joma ifai nyindi. Kaje ko la contract ko me alango then the Usman Sonko was in the office and in jong here termination odo ke nin Gambia tema anabaro masakunda na wala negotiate kaje ko anin joma fa be diam no la nyaadi le pour Senegal be continue la Gambia supply no electricity la nyaadi le ani be diam kam fana la debt membe Gambia be la debt ni jola nyaadi le nyine emergency visit nyindi joma na mena Gambia ani adambaro sita la tete a tete ila kachado. Sulanin Kunjaro was present during the discourse of Gambia. Adambaro masakunda be surprised like how did the Sulanin Kunjaro got these informations? So nyina Sulanin Kunjaro information only. I mean the Gambia ding la kalsalanko. Nala jal be batarembi kuramu kasoro Gambia kono bi. Senegal men can supply kurawala wole la kuran julota ya kuntu because anan wala la mazakonda a major no economy bankrupt Gambia be bankrupt ne wala jago de ngada immigration department as you speak. If you are a Gambian citizen and you want to apply for a passport or an identification card, there's no ID card in the Gambia as we speak. I don't want to now getting bunch of money. More money and going to be visa application, passport will apply, including the ID card. It could collectible there, but there's shortages. Some machine will be bankrupt, will be tinyatale, will be destroyed, and they were unable to even produce one national identity card to the citizens. This is very shameful. Anambra Masakunda is grumbling. I was crumble. So the ID card produce offices in Kanifing over 2 good weeks. The ID card ID card Gambia National Immigration Department in Kanifing, they were unable to produce an identity card to the Gambia, and they are still collecting money from the Gambians, and both non-Gambian and Gambian in the Gambia. So everyone need urgent ID card. Don't apply, as they will be receiving your money, and you will be given a receipt. Receipt on mba populist at later part of the show. And the immigration department namo so you can receipt on dande mbe edit at later part ngana publish ye moneke ni molla ye receipt jelle time bulo mi anan ko kodo ni mote bulo email ID card sotono for consecutive 3 to 4 weeks today without any identification card. So and the Jomen, each of these applicants paid 3,000 Gambian dollars to get your identification card, and almost the record me along ko abe sottering. It get charged. The applicant note the passport was cost the ID card was cost almost 1,000 or to 2,000, 3,500. Now it get charged $6,000 per passport. And then when gonna happen, the ID card me costing $500. Now they are charging $3,000 for an identification card. You never kidding. I don't borrow masakunda aning na Immigration Department at Canifing. So, I don't know about confusion. I remember the Congolese Marabo, the Adamabaro hired sometimes ago. It will not feel the co. Near car. It could believe that there's a Congolese Marabo Mealonko is having a miraculous, charms Mealonko. Abe, he can be able to help Adama Barola NPP to destroy the unity within the opposition political party. Purikana jiko coalition okana sotuno Gambia in order to uproot Adama Barola corrupted government. Me anakabe Gambia la featuring about destroy kane bigger repair. So you go Congolese Maraboni. Adama Barola special flight le wuli ne kata Congolese Maraboni nashide. And abe Stella ala Bigilo Manson on Yankono, around Bigilo, and then separate. Okay, yeah, division on Yanatla between UDP and the other opposition political parties. Ndamara around line Congolese Marabon, I become on call the BSC fraction on you. I will sort of that because they are working very hard toward other opposition political parties. So, Nyenamude, Arabarola Mansakunda, I Nyine Sambanan Kajeko, opposition political party, Kajikita Kwai, Moro Member in Congo, Saul Vedoko Club, opposition political party, so Kanaka Kakirin, Jakalo Kirin, under the office of the President Adama Barrow. So, the Flanya Munity, President Adama Barrow, and now Baringo, I almost $200 million is offer. I wallet the other day. Purokajako, more many in Seedy Njie audio nying, ya release, and a record soul. Puru Watson Gambia, almost 200 million. Equal left a template to approach one of the most powerful social media like Watson Gambia. Kajako, Seedy Njie some audio records so many alanko Watson Gambia probably may have in hand in them. Purikana police. So the Ahmad Sane, Arambaro Barinio, Yola approach, Purani City and Watson Gambia, when you want to Kulo Kodajare. So Watson Gambia, I'll see in yellow audio, I'll be about learning campaign of in a start la waterman, Alio audio blog. Kamenonia enjoy, I'll call them table follow. So somewhere and the IEC, again, the last but not the least. So Alabama Fanade ko the IEC ibe dilanski kan proka supplementary voters registration on your proka release la page also and to served all the other opposition political parties or proka la copy sort. They are still delaying because of the list. Ila crook list all many along a bebulo kono imaleba insert no nyade ofana is in tag. So Alabama ko anamoro la masakundane konga fale nyame ye ambulance le fana order na me alan ko Dr. Samade anala associates ika anamoro la masakunda iko be nene na wala. So majority of these ambulances will be sent to provincial town and the villages in the Gambia, with the intention ko katane umolako anamaro la mansakunda na beduko kikana sila maja satil meniana ko imman loftano fonso even a health post imantaraje but anamaro la mansakunda be pretend ka ambulance nyindila pour wol se quartier nyata ka faye nyimbe musula ne kunjaro la information mi alan ko de alata masakunda buloko baranganyene ngaro ke nya ambulance for every election of water nanko arambaro la masakunda de it will be prepared ka ambulance nadi Gambia Bangkok. I have approached the Ministry of Health Katanilako. We have a very important project for the Gambians. Jani arambaro la masakunda be ambulance furumul damma natila. I have a specialist in paramedic and ambulance services. We still have the same projects. Even the BSc, even the variety extreme approach, if they can support that project, it will be good. We will be able to support them. But no avail. None of them doesn't reply. So, Arabarola Mazakunda, you have the potential, a Gambian like me, and Nkamemfale, this is the project Mianoko is totally charitable. It's non-profitable one. Answer me. We propose, we send our delegate and let them change the entire narrative of the health system in the Gambia, but they are still reluctant because MACK is an opposition party. I don't give a hell about it. Yes. So, now they deliberately trying to import a huge number of ambulances for nothing, just because they are approaching presidential election to remain in power. And after the election, the ambulance will when it can happen at the end of the day, the ambulance can transport from one village to another village. Even there's no trained paramedic in it. It's very sad. The amount of millions of dollars is being spent on these ambulances. Useless. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. So, currently, Ebola Kekang, Gambia Nola. So the last but not the least, Alabama Nako, Adamabarola Mansakunda, Anana Mafialde, Yela just reached this early Saturday. There's another telephone or a meeting or another criminal receipt. They may conclude Fawaka Tomonjata as a Speaker of the National Assembly member, ye petition me yalonko, yadi dalade, because sitting jana travel political ka summon Gambia National Assembly member Kajiko. Such a statement among Nabonabo and sitting Njie don't deserve to be the Deputy Speaker at the National Assembly. Around Barodala Mafialde, around Baro Kumani Rokele, I won Kajeko. That petition on Pruka table at National Assembly, it cannot make Fawakato Monjada Sa make so, or petition or cannot table sarcastic discourse at the Gambia National Assembly. So, therefore, the petitions which was sent to National Assembly pertaining to Seedy Njie statement on it is not going to be easy to be tackled as it stands now. So, Nyinamu warning from State House Office of the President, Mealango, Adama Barrow, La Mansakunda, Ibeola Quarto, and it looked like Fawakato Monjada, based on the political point, Ibemen Skoka, Ibagila Koning, petition of Mendeyaki, Gambia National Assembly at the table. So, now to AOB. AOB was na far right extremism welcome. I love you also, Sambi Jamabijila. But I didn't. I was listening to the Honorable Lawyer Dawala's statement, and I have been monitoring this past week since you know, I was a bit away, busy with some other issues within the greater Banjul area. Not so many nonsense allegations, countless, baseless allegations going after Talib Bensouda and another family. This is a politics? What come to my mind? Is this the real politics? This is the politics we want to see in the Gambia? A major opposition political parties going after a minor political parties. Because of what? And the Nyenga Kenandamanda Jacomen, alas Akabonang, the major UDP, the main UDP, near the leadership in Njie, a political approach, is look like they have a view that is the Adama Barrow government, the current economic situation will be Ken. But Janimbo Kalajang, Mbe Honorable Dabala Diamoni, Mbe ole play la follow. After ngana the number of baseless interviews showing amenje mina killing dala ke respond mona malbro problem on yindi nge wodi nyinale I want them call a call alla delusional plan shall not fail. I will heavily counter you until Mark is a great fighter there. Alela moyin shit, where's that video? Let me play that video for. And then nganalna moy mina ni other video men play la alela desperate interview showing in la moy they were trying to portray something and I will do analyze ali other video men play la menu for al pananko del UDP ko kele nyoten tella jante de ifal nyo sama nyoten tella janto Adama Barrow drone wala mo tan ngam sama nyoten Adama Barrow na banko la ranke so bate le bula na la molo ala marle nyalun tel aklo bole kam bole korosika memma nyanna je don bole fala ala mar bala na ranke so de bansa bage ganya memma nyanke je bole foka patiri da kote manke dal khadite bulo mama ko manke dal khadite dam ta ba mo be mama kando benga kuliya na horoma esa fal manke tel kel nyata manke nyo sabati manke tel kel nyoti mane manke tel kel nyoti tal manke tel kel nyoti tel nin dumale be nyola wala Adama Barrow ni Adama Barrow Kadun tel UDP ko lafta me na waron ka Adama yafas ni palaso do mama kan fa na lafta Adama yafas ni palaso do ko don den nabe be nganya kilinya Janimbe danye video ni answer. There are certain information pertaining to ning honorable dawa mama kande nying a mafon sound or information on yina. Well, I don't know what second about plan kane. The mama kandela recent video me alonko I abonde pertaining to the supplementary and foreign registration in the Gambia. A kala video nyin doesn't go well with the MPP and other mafia government. Il afternoon ka IAG ka the Inspector General of Police puruka tax puruka mama kanding command for questioning. So but because I don't know about Sakunda, I mama can approach no over $50 million is prior joint account and I coalition of the 2026 president election and it was badly rejected by Mama Kande. So the Mama Kande in recent video thinks that doesn't go well with Adama Barrow after rejection of $50 million is Mama Kande in recent video doesn't go well with Adama Barrow because Adama Barrow did not even expect ko Mama Kande will approach the media to utter certain statement like Adama Barrow manipulative tactics with IEC, Puruka foreigner or non-members or non-Gambians or falsified registration on Yinke. Banko Kameniano Kenya Daraka Karefa in 2026 presidential election. Now let's go to the major ones. Thank you, Honorable Lawyer Dabo, for mentioning Mama Kandela's name. Ali Honorable Lawyer Dabo statement of Aliyamwele. Ako Gambia opposition political parties monkey UDP the problem and there's no fight between UDP and then the other opposition political parties like Esafal, Talib Bensouda, and Mane, including Mama Kande. Gambiano, listen carefully. Honorable Lawyer Dablany's statement is a direct message to Brikama Area Council, the Kiaman Yankubadabo, and Nala surroundings. This is a very clear message. Gambiano Nyanti Lamolamena. And in some uninformed UDP militant, many alongo, they have been brainwashed by the stereotype and falsified information on Mealango. They don't want to get informations. They don't listen to the to the messages. They don't even reason. New message he made it very clear, Kajako. There is a problem somewhere whereby this is the fraction within the biggest party. Mealango ila delusional plans when their delusional thought failed. Ila aim and objective mendi when I need to see that the main political party in the Gambia I fail and there will be no coalition because me now lato me futala jele demanding but jani me futala lato me some analysis me few video like that somehow how controversial these people are, how delusionally they are. So nyunel mo multi many alonko well before the division of UDP and in Taliban should in Tema. They were trying at the best of their ability to undermine even Honorable Lawyer Dabo. If they challenge me here, I will shame them one by one. They never even use Honorable Lawyer Dabo's name as a campaign tool for 2026 presidential election. Then everybody was even aware Dabo probably is not going to contest for this 2026, but they are hate toward Taliban. The UDP current situation and executive Benjamin. If they run and Dabo Manda contest, if it told in Taliban Benta with Nimu Plan sitting in diaspora and then they have their agent in the Gambia. Well, to raise certain fund with a falsified presentation, Kajako UDP, William Mondel Tombo, yela appreciation and everything entire dedicating there to build up their own platform. When that failed, before setting up that platform, they were attacking my personality and some other online UDP medias. But I promise that I will continue to counter you and I will make sure that I did this. I love this counterattack with passions. I love how I operate and I will continue how to operate this manner. This is how I operate, and I love the way I operate. So when they fail that, in a flag bearer selection water to Tumomena, most likely Talgo will be selected. Because we have to wipe out this pipeline boy. But look at this, how desperate they are after completely destroying one of the decade years of struggle almost every day. I remember after 2021 presidential election, everybody was moved on this platform except MACK. I continue doing my platform. I continue doing my program on this platform. But some about Facebook's like monetization on everybody, because it's an election year, everybody need to get some grabs of opportunity to make some certain euros by clicking or making a falsified accusations toward Taliban Soda. But let's go to these places. For the entire this struggle, wala in divisional period, alnenia mweleko, kia mani yankuba dabola surrounding, wala mo kilimbi gemini anako, ika UDP la executive member tota ka mention ila platform olkan, even in an interview, people like Lamin Sane. But sa imagine they are desperate. Abubakar Seedy Jamala video do jiba kavoko, walika kome mfango befo. Lamin Sanera. That's the biggest lie. It will become men former. It's going to be create more damaging to the party. It will form pretend quick community support than, there are certain things people don't want to speak about it because of the damage at the main costly if Adam Barrow continue to win. There are certain information will be blown up because now bloater is going to create more damage and no gonna be it will be more for me and political party formula. Now by then. So, young Madame surrounding ye coming to Gambia gonna be if Gambia failed this 2026, blame nobody. But these people are the enemies of the Gambian progress if Gambia failed this 2026 presidential elections. So, ngana aboka sidigla odi ka bulo chodi akaka lamin sana sila kole promote yemune moy lamin sana la karola. Now I'll reflect your mind just within the UDP the last nationwide tour. And the idea Lamin Sane became more popular in UDP the leadership during the tour. Sam, just connect the dot. You see, what I'm going to there are certain Kobe is going to create more damage, but I'm but these people will never ever continue to mislead people at my present here at Kela. Single-handedly. After destroying the party, they know ila current attitude is not going well with the UDP. There's no problem between me and UDP. When they were disrespecting Honorable Lawyer Dabo, narrative ton, Cartel militant on Laninta, Laman Yinta, screw, they are going day in, day out against Taliban Sudan. Taliban Sudan never went into any political rally. These fractions, I am talking to the fraction of BAC. UDP, the main UDP, they are working entirely, Gambia rescue from our current states. And they are entirely working hand in hand with other opposition political party. But the UMC Monde Katre Mala. Can you imagine this? Unknown individual writing, having his platform like Gambian Liberal, where anything is safe. Ikawotale ka attached to UMC and Taliban Suda. In fact, not UMC, but Taliban Suda as an individual. Ikawoleta as an opportunity to further destroy UDP relationship and other opposition political party. Do you think these people can they reason? Ilafta nyumolo. Ilafta pro Gambia boy in current situation okoba. Yemu pula ala plan do mala folode. Mboto Hitler at later partner made a hanyena. And mina menkela at the end of the day. But I'm basically because there's a coalition talk. But when things failed, they will forever regret it. This Honorable Dabo, if they have been accusing deliberately for no reason because of a delusional thought. When things fall apart, you can ask Jansai Kafebola name Yintaraka use promote. When we all know that you never promote double agenda. I'll be now for the Jumaleja. Ale Patitalia be Tinya, ala delusional thought, Kajako, Alakada Morolea, Moroleka Faltuleku, this and that. Kajako ha, Dabo Fonga, No, look. You got a Seedy Kavakwa, it's look, make Castle Taylor. Now, the opposition political party, Gambia failed. It is owned by, in fact, the main UDP are regretful for selecting and electing Yankuba Dabo. Near UDP, the entire executive on Yininga, they are in a very disturbing moment. Alajibe, there are few delusional people. Many Alanko, they don't even, nin Gambia de man karte from Fay Yankuba da will do Sotola. But will not take Frankie to let Ham Gambian all day. In fact, they own every individual in that society. After selecting and electing an individual, yet a handpick, yes, samana, you are trying, you can't make sure because of a few delusional thoughtless sort of Alcacia kata morally katas. Alema moral applying all that feature of parliament and the Jare moral intermittent, you know. All the feature of failure. But now, say, imagine they are trying to change the narrative. Every interview. Let me play this interview and yell more fanala. Ibe men try can carve kakijande. I am a more misleading than the Karajanak. I tell you, Mark is a great fighter. Be careful. If you failed, I am an interview.
It's the same people like Nim Kana Yele, Ila Kobe movement, the one Yendugo, Ilafta Kapurs Molego, Talibi and Minke Bausena, Talib the Mamo, Yankuba Fana Olakala, or Yankuba Fanaka, or Yankuba Kul.
Imamoy. Talib said that there was never a time there's a conflict between Talib and Dabo. For a distance you made for almost 1 year without communicating. So they are trying to divert the statement. Yet damagement caused within the party. They are now trying to rebrand ibe sympathy. Maybe that was a mistake. But now look at this, what happens. Some political insiders, they come up with another allegation of gold business. Gold business. I look at gold business, I'll call it. Abubakar Siddiq Jammeh was badly scammed by the Nigerian in the name of gold business in Mali. Former Hapunja. I want the Motaya convince Kadundi fake gold business on Yunkono. Yeah, badly scammed in Mali. Nigerian had a fake dollar, a fake gold entire Tandanya Koto. Akayako, you have to pay the rest of the money here. The rest of the gold, ibita receive la Dubai. I ticket to Joe, about Mali, Adada see Dubai, and in Nigeria no land airport to Mamenarek, Nigeria no New York Akoro. Nobody sees that Nigerian anymore. Welcome Amurko, look at Talbinala entire family called the bland fake gold business on. You see how delusional these people are. If on that story, Kapare Coletta can narrate cat twist Casamola. When I would they are not intelligent. They are not smart and intelligent. And look at us, Kajeko, trying to belittle us, Kajeko, into the man smart and the man intelligent. You are badly scammed. Where's your smartness? Where's your intelligence? Ndebe business o menkala. Left like a gold some mobile. One other gold in Tanin Nakajeko. This is the amount of the girls we have right now. And this is the amount of money that needs to be paid. But the rest of the gold, you are going to receive that one in Dubai. I'm not going to give you any damn money. Park your gold and let me get my ticket. Let's go to Dubai. Pay the rest of the money and give me the rest of the diamonds. Where's your smartness? Where's your smartness? So you see how these people, Ikela own story can narrate to the one family. Mianoko has nothing to do with this. Baseless accusations for no reasons. They completely, Yajeko, Talbla existence in that country wait to the opportunity to lead the UDP. When the UDP are current leadership, they don't even give a damn about them. They were never their agenda. In any promote. Because ikatandila lako, walite UDP, walite Gambia bondi nola. Ikatandila ko na leader men from be nyato, kasote. After knowing that, I can have media, I've been many mislead la jante nyala jam. adekela ngana brown na home grow ngawle mabi adekela jam na wole jibe. Look at this ngana moy kotake iko ha these people are just joke. Y'all men falali Ningambela current situation of mal concern political jamano na kono and every opposition political party jo Gambia kono, they have a very good intention to rescue Gambia, whether it is a bad or whatsoever. But Gambia la current situation of Adama Barrow Gambia bola situation of men kono is terrible, very terrible. Alala delusional plans on in land. Alala Gamma Falia Gamma be Fakan. Foreign Jama taxpayers Jama Bale Batari Bankoka. Samadola Jama Bale Batari Bankoka. Samajola Jama Bale Batari Bankoka. Aliela Aldoku Nino. Aladoku nyino mon men yalan ko yaje ko ya feel ko ni modo nata masakunda kono nintol masuti ya warante doko kera ikawo moje there are so many interest groups from the Gambia political kono ha ninkare nata na tambita ntaman nachala askeno ndoku opportunity nyesotla. You see these people. It's very sad. Now, brother, UDP current executive for member caring Brikama Era Council is terrible. They are pretending nothing had happened. They can even expel some of their members, but it cannot because of election yalabije. Yadeko ika government use UDP namely use. What they do that Nemandol found expelled. Even Yankuba Dabo, they can even expel that boy from the party. He did a tremendous damage beyond repair. Both day in, day out. Ikamdako Taliban Sudala monetary far. The same member me alongo inabedin the party killing one because of the hate and delusional thought men so dila man ko ka kaje ko moral kontere ko ina fo be keri fo kata to an extend kavoko honorable lawyer dabo for ndela popularity for mandiae. Can you imagine these delusional folks? UDP they are betting because of money. You go to Sudan leaders will as comment told them man more capable in that UDP leadership to lead the party when you have Lamin Sane, Karamba Ture Bejana. Even Jaranko Pata PG can lead the party. But you will be sidelined because of the delusional thought extremist ideologies. You can call it. Now let's go to this one. Now, because of sitting there and travel statement only, they are trying to use that word as an advantage. Because Safero Lekikatandeko, they were supporting UDP against in the tribal bigoted politics. Well, not that you will find affiliation in another political party. If you mention other tribal name, will be gonna be and these are the people they cannot even speak against tribalism when they were serving government. Dignity, my integrity, build as an individual. Right now, I decided to operate solo, cannot operate as I wanted without any control by any stereotypes. But I know also how to operate. Right now, man, a headache, and I will continue to be your headache because I was informed. And I make sure that I gather a lot of information. In case of any division came in here, I will just blow up. Katanda Gambia ding onako. Ikamen for be funnier. Don't need some cartman or cartman. Because I know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. That's exactly that's brought this division. Ye mota ya baya la party to fana amala kairo sotmabula. Akombati silam fana na party form. For the time Gambia, why what a party lo no Gambia kono kataka election okay? Who are you? Who are you? They don't like Dabo. Dabo la 20 to 30 years struggle. Yatari ya be damage. Opabi Benjamin to be nimme ya face member kono be is alala ba sambaka. But abe fakane internally. Dabo be fakane internally because of our disappointment of Mensodo at this last minute of 2026, well before the 2026 presidential election, with some few delusional people. Many along go, they are so arrogant to an extent. It will not feel like they are more Gambian than any other person. They are if you pretend to be more Mandinga than me, na brother, we're in a business all day. Not defend Menkejang. Tribalism, the confident, the kind of person I am, not boldman to speak my mind against any odds. Nito Mario Keno, when you were serving government, you know why? Mark is I'm very unpredictable. I like that. A human being. Momo alonko ibe media nyenkono wele bi nyanta operate la nyamen pour sama kama nim bi mbe situation men kono bi natante operator no like kudo le nyama num bi albe menjela media about me na bro denon tenam fam fano then when I media mba shut down then until not face from that. But because of why I use my brain. We are not intelligent, we are not educated, but we can reason. And I know how to operate. I'm speaking as a pride man. Let them challenge me. And I will continue to speak as a very proud man for that being the reason. Because not integrated at a secular, because I have zero interest in holding any position in any of the political parties. But it will when you constantly following me to support you again, and I blatantly refuse, Katandalako, Nali in problem on in Natijal, ya racing at the division on a lamp, and I will never back you. The government therefore party come. Alina murkuda kana foko wala monto la party leader ningi nyine nga ko de ngama ka nyine nyine for bara kana murkuda ka foko wala la party bidal ya lon kal filtale lo da bo be dam to bi medana je ninga fa bina mena ko he's still part of you. I'm not part of them. I'm not part of you. But this is the reality. O party on 30 years of hard work Alia be damaged for no reason because of a lot of delusional thoughts. Because more like a loal dale, ale security take a labor mutali. Yal employ when you were just jobless, hopeless in life. Yal da yal samba position to representing the taxpayers. Alia feel ko to the tamo bangode. Atuli nyanta o banko marala. You see, ni ila failure ka kumase yudulado. Ila total failure. He's in a miserable life already. Inatana bring the opportunity to feel like he's far better than Mulmen from Ayata select. That's what happened to those people. I'm not gonna mention names. But this is what the BSC extremists did to that great party. Because I stand in a better chance to know what they want and the delusional plan they have against the party leader or against their fellow party members. How can that be possible? Gambia be in a danger, Gambia be damage to something, Gambia be fakane, economy be, Gambia be fakane. Let's try to rescue that country. I'll try laying opposition political party. I always counterattack. There is nobody. Anything and I will continue to counter you. Any misleading information I will continue to counter. And I will extremely do that. Extremely. For the network counterattack. I'm very good in that. Anyway, now I'll pass second barada for the first lady from Sapinana, you know. Medana, you know. Let's go to the recap of the story. By the way, Honorable Lord Abalany's message is not only for the UDP and the BSC extremist fractions, but it's for the other opposition political parties as well. Nil Lafaka Gambia Rescue, Alanga opposition party showing a bula. Alanga focus Adama Barokang. Adama Barola Masakunda is the government, the Gambia current government situation is dying. Economy is completely bankrupt. The number of demands, because Monica Candela in fake life regime, more many are to approach. Obangoka is abundant. They don't know that you don't have nothing, but because of the hope, why they sell the job for free. But people are dying gradually in that country because they don't have anything to eat. Ite mole elect, yes select. Imuta ko ke bila jondi landile la family be balula. Al balafa soto mole meni yana ko digital la ko wato nyanta will rescue la. Al opposition political party libula ali engage. Ye amen soto yo aimle soto. Alala idea put together. Ale kambe ale meeting okay. Ale coalition okay. Ale flag bearer tombo. We go against Anambra government, Anambra Masakunda Boje. Now winter, I'll tell many other people position, Aliala position on in tar. But as I make so, those poor taxpayers, many other colleagues to better their life, Alia make sure they cut it all. Alia makes Aliola life better. Many are not booking on the Cramojono. Alia makes sure the education okay free to Gambia. Alia makes sure many are not get a Cramod. Alia makes sure the job opportunity in create funding Kelly. Bankola in Colonel Lual Membal Bulok. Alia be dismantled because they are using the same laws against the innocent citizens. This is the mistake 2016 coalition of Menke. They blatantly ignore all these bad laws. Everybody was hungry to grab the positions, and that put us into this miserable today we are facing. I spoke about this back in 2019. I had a call directly not to speak about it. Because why? You see how sometimes in Kamira Nyame. Ninga for time of bimbo fokan to mamana, but ninga for water men, ninga for the mamana. Because I speak about this. These laws has to be dismantled long way ago. I don't know would have been powerless today. Akagambe didn't abuse Yamanana and criminal. He cannot just do that. And Mark is not educated and he's not smart. And I speak about this back in 2019. With all your education and smartness, where were you by then? Why Almo idea you create no at that time? Now it's in the past. Because Nico people are passing all the time. I got the structural not for your progress. Let's forget about the past. We are in a present moment and thousands of Gambians are suffering, including my family members. Including your family members. Nindala family member mani boro sa wilikilin kemelula. Ila family member basanna wala. Bin NPP or UDP, even UMC. Alifata mola. Nadia da me teta samela political party loni. Ndela NSGWP mba londela in 2031 presidential election. The NSG inshallah by grace of Almighty God. As long as Njie like Mbaji Kanja, NSGWP will be registered in the Gambia. The Nazi ideology will be introduced in the from nursery to tertiary institution in the Gambia. But Allah Gambia di ngola kunyina ma Allah Gambia di ngondi Allah Gambia di yam nyina ma Allah nyan toti manza kuna nyanda nyina kila ni ma chala nyanda nyina kila. NSGWP will be registered in the Gambia by grace of Almighty God. Nonsense. Muna munyandi. Yeah, somebody that you don't talk about ban. By the way, let's go to the recap of the stories for Hoyte. Lida Hoyte. So, the target soul. The target soul. Let's go to the recap of the show. Don't so be taken. I know I hurt them. When I speak, it's hurt them so badly, you know. Someone made all you know, like I don't bother much because I'm clean, you know. Not fine, I'll counter you. So recap of the story. Adambaro Masakunda, a mafia group in the IEC Lamol. The IEC divided totally into two. You have a very genuine people in the IEC. Many they can only work according to the constitutional mandate, and they will serve the entire political party accordingly without fear or favor. But the mafias, remember Jokoli, and then the Sambojan Njie, and the MPP mafias, they are they are trying at the best of their ability. The current supplementary list may manipulate because they fear there are some opposition political parties like UDP have the entire list registered. And then the 2021, the total number of registers. Or be manipulate to increase, put that demand should be met because you get a little men, Kabiru Wati men, ikata Mauritania, and then surrounding Kajako. Ibe Gambia ID card by directly planning Kajako. Those are the people they want them to vote in the incoming 2026 presidential election on manipulate to put into their data. But most likely the NPP la mafia is a sum of the UDP la data. Digital many matter UDP la data wala computer. It's a good corrupt by offering them huge amount of money. No man can offer that. They in fact attach some of the SIS members to UDP la bureau in Manjai Kunda. Kajako, Ibela Kunyinta come monitor. Now after the data and everything computer me and I'm serving in the basic in Jedo. Nima access technology is a make sure they said in Baboni no Jelekajijan Sajako is a full data in order to manipulate the data to layman sort of before the 2026 presidential election. I'm not talking. It's what I live. Allah divisional function no lebenyola, you know. Alanga sumasin dara molo. Hola budawa message leki ngola futandima. So ni wabata jedi arambaro la masakundala current NAWEC la situation of Gambia electric failure me Gambia kono arambaro la masakundala total failure me yalan ko be Gambia kono bi aliyalan ko the reason why the Senegalese president emergency meeting in South Gambia with the Adama Barrow the Celitex me yalan ko Senegalese la koro me yalan ko aka Gambia supply le no when the Adama Barrow la masakunda nyinada Adama Barrow la masakunda Senegal o millions of dollars is la meana ko adama masakunda nyanda wala jola Senegal masakunda because it ka kuraw mendira Senegal masakunda birin falon keta during Macky Sall time but birin yung masakunda kuto nyinata ni Senegal masakunda wala cut electric supply ni wala cut off. So therefore the old generator in the Gambia when Senegal were supplying Gambia and then the car power Gambia no adambaro masakunda nyina to repair the old generator in meso kabri ya jamana time on kono benin Senegal la kurawon kuntu and then the car power yale mbeo kalamdala woni adambaro masakunda julome mbetema so they were adambaro masakunda is using the same old generator and then the workload the generator me alanko o generator kilo be more than 40 years amal load nyin samano wala ni electric breakdown on si na Bangkok. Therefore anambaro masakunda se emergency meeting on organize no ani the Senegalese government nyentema wala tena de joma I emergency visit in South Gambia ani anambaro masakunda sita tete a tete kajeko alajilo be menna samba kila nyali ay bena jilo jolo ma falda jo so joma fa ni anambaro la diamo keta wala de ismala jinio Liverpool was hearing about witness gang on behalf of this land in Kunjaro. Now, na second baralaming. Doge, Lanyan Tedale. God bele for it. No, Niajara Kodi Jarala. No, Jara is out. I'm possible. So, new what I would lado. President Marola, a Congolese Marawo, I be a single mother. Don't lie on you because it's funny. As in Amoy Koteke, the Adamarola Masakunda, they are completely desperate. But desperate in Monera. The Mama Kande, the recent video doesn't go well with Adamarola mafias. And therefore, Adamarola Masakunda, your tax lady, the IGP, Kaje ko ala mama kan nyanda commande la for questioning but aji nata ala mabarola masakuna na mafia advisement na wala nyande ko mba question na monela bare me ala ko membe kere wala nyande ko the ala mabarola masakunda mama kan approach la no with huge amount of money kaje ko mama kan la adam baroka pro ka coalition okay this 2026 but mama kan adam baro jikolon Mome alanko ye jikola ela family lo ibe family ela family entire family benu nyadi ne kana lao kana e jamfa and then mama can blatantly rejected and that doesn't go well with Adama Barrow. So what about the Mikasile Yajoka? Mama can dan he left her at all costs but mama can never have seen another party in Badoka. The Brikama far at extreme sure as if an amoy I don't find adala kolka alfana mama can never Honorable Lawyer Daboyar won. Okay. And then Monomeke Aliamalako the Gambia Immigration Department at the kind of thing. It's almost 1 to 2 months plus. The ID card, they were unable to produce a national document to the citizens. And then the passport me and Komonica apply 3,000 no. Near apply now you have to pay it nearly $6,000. The ID card may go $500 and now it's costing an applicant over $3,000. How? I can't know nyadi. Adamarola Masakunda is in a position to answer that question. Why? When the immigration department have the ability to gather everything from the immigration department, Qatar Mauritania, Qatar Congo, Qatar Burkina Faso, kada Guinea Bissau, Guinea Conakry, Kajako Gambia ding lebe siri wala to mela ID card so. But the Gambian in Gambia are unable to receive or to get a national document, even after paying that $6,000. It is shameful. So Sulani Kunjara Kunanga yo fale. Call be killing. So recap of the stories. So, Alabama Nakode, the petitions and the National Assembly members of Yemenki pertaining to Seedy Njie audio, Kajako Seedy Njie, Alambarola Masakunda, Nyanta Dishono Nyintaral, Alambarola Masakunda sent a very strong warning to the Speaker of National Assembly, Fabakato Munjala Kata Nalako. What petition on you? I cannot table anytime soon. Before the 2026 presidential election. Ako Fabaka Tombonjata, let him not try to table any petition. Near ya table is around the what Sulani Kunjarola liberation on your wallet nearby. But Arabara Masakunda sent a very strong messages to the Speaker of National Assembly member Kajako or petition on the Akana table. Akana table. Yes. So Nyenemu the information of today Sulani Kunjaro men sort of be Kafutani Gambia ding last but not least I don't know about all the corrupted government your ambulance in the Sunday me and going to be distributed shortly before the presidential election in provincial town and the villages. Progajako. Arambara Mazakunda. About tactics already used. Kajako de. The ambulance is someone certain in Sateba. Procacate inta Kafai. So, you know, kidding. Another information may go, but tomorrow in Bokera. Go Arambara Mazakunda be preparation of Kenane. Anabarino. Puruka mano nyinta ka import me alango wo mani kulunya the land na Gambia but due to Iran na new yes some difficulty lesotoji ya expect ko nyanta mano ni wafila amount man. I will deal with that information tomorrow by grace of Almighty God. So this is the information surrounding Kunjara mentioned. Brikamangola far right extremism. This is the last warning. I'll tell Ben Sudabula. The boy is more potential than any of you. Alabula ala party lo. Ale opposition political party bula. Ali UDP. But I'm going to almale fansum party lati. Because UDP agenda sotole. Ali fata wandi dingolla. Ali fata wandi private life solla. Na alto mam private life soto. Ali fata wandi mola minena ko they are well established. They don't even think about you. Nga dojele minena ko iko ka publication like ko hawol kada legal but you about a time always like to sue somebody. For what reasons? UMC is determined to rule that country at the best of their abilities. And it is one of the most surprising political party recently established, and it's an element of surprise in the Gambia. So, nali opposition political parties will make no killing. Actually, you believe you sort of a delusional thought in your tandalako. Actually, you are the only person, who are the only individual who is capable to rescue the Gambia. My friend, I'll allow ideology in your drop. Magian is here to counter them, and I'm going to counter you very heavily. I love how I operate. So, better knowledge, you know. Thank you so much, the viewers. Many other time on Inta. In midnight revelation on your lamoy. Fala all. Mbala respond yim batla sama. Alangana lamoy na one of the best track la meme dedicate la permanent secretary and manager and damager jaran ko la mbasi la jara. So
Download Tango today and try it out for yourself. Who knows? Maybe you might see me.
Ali la moy jola weke. Loyalty. Yonder where I don't argue much now. I acquire so much to do now. 360 something, think I change. Getting the east and west anyway. Damn, I love this one. I love this part of the tracks. This is one of the songs I like a strength led in there, you know, to buckle up. You know, this is Joe, sweeter than sugar, you know. No way. Be proud of me, you know. Be proud of me. Kokoti, be proud of me, man. Ladies and gentlemen, royalty. Well, I don't argue much now that I acquired something for the good life. 360 Madin, things have changed. Creeps in the east and west and wing. And my life alone, he keeps blessing me. Yes, man, I gotta thank God for I gotta thank God for one and all. He keep blessing me more and more, and I will continue to speak the truth, nothing but the truth. Life is good. Kokoti. No, Kokoti wasn't track on you repeat here. This is one of my favorite track, me alango. It keep me going, you know. You know, play to my man like I have the inner peace. I have to thank God. I have to thank God for one and all, because I've been, Let's go, Joe. Royalty. Wow. Don't argue much now. Well, that's something to do now. 360 monthly, I have things of change. Take to the wisdom. That's the way. Kogodi. I love these lyrics, From the side, sweeter than sugar is what I think. My life would be is left of me. Sweeter than sugar, I fight a lot. Creeps I want, I fight a dog. Still the word. What we are about getting paper, feeling God. No one's out there chasing dreams, living the world of singing a song. For your support, you will keep me more and more. Alwe konton na la mo ijola silang Kogodi na permanent damage en sona hata alla wala nyimo ristic all day, Ngalan dol bi jene 25 years ite nyimin no Mr. Manjan, if you are below 25 years ite nyimin no Bye bye. Altilo to dia,